These are the morning noises. Blah, 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 blah. All right. What up? What up, Sandwich Shipman Beasley? Hello. Oh wait, is that too high? You can't see the bacon now. Oh, so unprofessional. Yeah, you want some professionalness? Here you go. Enjoy some fat bread neck. The Wi-Fi neck. You see the symbol. The Wi-Fi is good. All right. Let's see if we can get the bacon in here properly. Yeah, yeah. Eh, good enough. That's pretty close, right? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What up, McGregor? Oh, it is so early, guys. It is so early. It's not even fair, man. Oh. So, you know what? This is what we used to do. This actually feels, this feels like the old school breakfast rooms from way back in the day. McGregor, you come for bacon, not professionalism. Well, good. I mean, coming here for professionalism is a what? I mean, you can't even get that on my professional channel, right? So, whoa, yeah, man. I don't know. Me and Carly went like swimming yesterday, right? Because she likes to go swimming because it's easier for her with her disability and whatever. And I knew she'd be excited if I went with her, so I went with her, and it was actually fun. But the thing was, it's been so long that I went since I went swimming that I was like, yo, why don't I try the different swim moves that I used to do? So you know, like you're doing the big old front strokes and the back strokes and everything. And I guess I did something to my shoulder because like I woke up, I don't know, maybe like half an hour ago, more, and I like laid in bed trying to go back to sleep after I got up, did whatever, right? And then it's just like, oh, there's like this like ache or whatever, you know? Like it's not like a spikes of pain. It's just like it almost feels like I was in some kind of battle 20 years ago, and it's like this flares up when the weather gets bad. Do you know what I mean? I guess really it's just like my intro on the other channel. My bones hurt. So yeah, I was laying in bed going, bro, I can't sleep anyways. And like the breakfast streams are where I would be all morning grogged up anyway. So why don't I do like a traditional old school one? Hayworth professionalism, what's that? It's what you will get from other YouTubers. Some guy, I very well meaning, I'm sure, was like, bro, I'm gonna level with you. And it's like, okay, you need to start wearing suits in your videos instead of street clothes. And I'm like, I'm not at that level, man. I get that you watch some channels where all done up real nice, and you're just lucky that I'm not like on the screen. That's the best I can do for you, bro. That's the best I can give you. Oh, I mean, Carly would like that though. If I was all dressed up in suit and tie. I don't know. Feeling kind of rough out. Rough. How much are Double Masters 2022 collector packs right now? Excellent question, Sandwich. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Go look. Go look. I'm sure information's posted. Yeah, shipment if you heard there was a funeral. Every once in a while. Every once in a while, you know, I'll toss something nice on for the hell of it, but it's just more comfortable just being chill and wearing what the hell ever, right? Ooh, it feels weird being up this early. My sense of time is all like wonked out, bro. And my shoulder is legit like ganking me. It's really annoying. Maz, did you say that who cares about double masters? I got news for you, Maz. Pretty much everybody playing Magic cares about that right now. It's literally the biggest thing that's gonna happen all year. It's the biggest thing in Magic. Oh yeah. Oh, this really does remind me of the old apartment and like the original breakfast streams because it definitely like the time sometimes I used to do insomnia streams and stuff too. Ah, I miss it in some ways. So it's cool that you can just kind of do whatever you want. I like that like there's no YouTube doesn't come in and be like here are the like I mean they have rules in particular you can't say like a handful of different things on the internet but overall you can just like do whatever you want, which is nice because you get a whole range of stuff and there's all kinds of different things that people are interested in talking about. And it's nice that you don't have to be like, well, whatever is the biggest thing, you have to talk about that no matter what. Like you can go all over the place. nice. Yeah, Hayworth, that's a good deal at a pre-order price, bro. So that's sweet. I mean, having an LGS that'll take care of you helps, right? I'm glad that I can go to Phoenix and not feel like I'm gonna get taken advantage of. Hey, what up, Nathan? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, bro? Oh, scratch my leg, yo. A single collector booster for $100, man. It's not even the wild range of like products. They make a bunch of it's American pricing too. Nathan, getting ready for work. How often do you get to be in one of my random streams when you're getting ready for work, buddy? I can't be as boisterous as I normally would. I don't want to wake up Carly yet. Ooh. Whew. She's been working on all the Brothers War lore editing. She told me, she's like, when you get up, I know like you're gonna go out or whatever. When you get up, wake me up. I'm like, okay, I'll wake you up. You know, and she's like, don't do that thing where you say you're gonna wake me up and let me sleep because you want me to get my sleep. And now, of course, like that was thinking I'd wake up at 11:30 or whatever, or be around that time, like leaving, wake her up, right? But when I can't sleep and it's like hours and hours earlier, it's like I can't wake her up. That'd just be a dick move, bro. But she's probably still gonna be like, why didn't you wake me up? Since it's a kitchen fridge, is it Lord of the since it's a kitchen stream, is it Lord of the Fridge? Well, you know what? Sure. There's a notepad right there, Mass. I'll put you up on there. That's fun. I need a pen. A pen with an IS at the end so I can put it in my mouth. Okay. I want to suck the tip of your pen plus 15. Alright. I forgot what I was getting the pen for. Mazzle dazzle. It looks like you're on a grocery list now, Mass. You can't even see it, can you? Everyone's like, what are you doing here this early? That's funny. No, man, I woke up, my shoulder is in pain from whatever I did yesterday, and I can't go back to sleep because, like, I'm a super light sleeper. So I was just laying in pain with my shoulder just going, and let's lay here and think about all the stuff that sucks in life. So I said, screw it, let's get up and hang out with my friends. So, and I'm not really off to anywhere. I was just like, I thought that I would go down. I'm gonna go take the bus downtown and swing by the local game store and like the post office. Maybe there'll be something in the mail. You know, it's like it's something to do more than anything. It's like I'll go down and see what's going on. Every once in a while, something happens. You know, but ultimately, it's how it is. It's life, right? Life is a lot of just finding something to do. I mean, you're here, right? This is finding something to do, isn't it? That's what I feel like. Oh, but dude, I gotta admit, like, I suck at dealing with pain, and this ache is like, it's really bringing me down. And I'm like, bro, I gotta make it through the whole day like this. I am like I'm a baby when it comes to pain, man, 100%. I know it. You gotta know yourself. And I'm like, my brain goes into childlike tantrum mode. I don't want to be in pain. And it's like, this is not the way to deal with it. We're an adult. You've been alive for a long time. You've dealt with a lot of pain. Why do we still have this gut child reaction? That's what Apple's for. Thank you. I'm literally that dumb. I'm standing, that's how little sleep I got. I'm standing in a room, 5 feet not even, from a solution to the problem. And what am I doing whining about it? When I could be doing intestinal damage and stopping the pain. Worth. Alright. I will destroy my insides to avoid pain. Daddy doesn't care. How did I not think of that? Nathan, thank you. Sometimes, it's amazing how sometimes the simplest stuff makes you go, I'm an idiot. Like, they're right there. I know to do it for dental pain, but like, Oh, you know what? It's a different thing. So without the spike, my brain doesn't even think. You know, they make pills that will make this stop. Hey, Anthony McGregor, thanks for. Is it pounding? That's a pound. Is it pain? Either way, you gave Maz the business. Maz, you just got businessed. All right, businessed now. McGregor's taking it. Return of the Mac Gregor. That was so dumb. Check it out. I know how to draw your weird ass money symbol, bro. All right. Actually, another thing about pain is I try not to instantly always go straight to the medication, but considering that it's already been over an hour, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I feel stupid. It's a wonder that anybody listens to me on the internet when I can't even remember to like, hey, you know that we make pills for your pain, dum dum, huh? You can deal with the pain, but Advil fixes the mood and makes the day better. All right, fair enough, man. Taking a bit off the edge. Combat says that proves what you say about Carly having to keep you alive. Yeah, honestly, she'll she'll come home and she'll be like, "You look so sad. Like, oh, did you not have lunch?" And I'd be like, "Oh no, I didn't." You know, like I'm not the best. I'm not the best at like everyday dumb life stuff. I will forget to feed myself apparently, but it's just because I'm not like if I'm sitting there and I'm like I'm so hungry, I don't just sit there like a brain dead moron going like I can't feed myself. I just don't think about it. I don't feel hungry, and then I'm getting run down, and then Kyle's like, "You haven't eaten, have you, buddy?" It's like, damn it. Don't mind me. I'm just in my 40s and still haven't figured out how to human yet. What up, Kenny? Wow, another stream. Yeah, this is how it used to be, dude. I used to legit do like 2 streams a day. I'd do a breakfast stream to start my day off because it helped to have my friends around while I was trying to make it through the beginning of the day and get going. And then at the end of the day, I'd have a stream as well. Like, I don't know if you figured this out yet. I'm kind of a fiend for this shit, dude. You know, and like, I'm I'm not making as many videos as frequently as I was on The Historian, which leaves more room for other things. And Hatcher needs more attention. Hey, Rebecca! I like how it says welcome to Hatchling, but it also knows that like you've had the membership for a while. So welcome back to having your hatcherness. I gotta work on the we gotta get like a channel symbol for this channel. I keep talking about it, but I haven't done it. Combat my attention. I'm looking my by my title. I'm looking for attention. Yeah, uh, that's what I do. Daddy loves attention. What I'm gonna let you in a little secret about pretty much every YouTuber. We're all to a degree egomaniacs. You kind of have to be to think that people will come and listen to like we're all just everyday people. So to think that people will come and hang out with you and listen to what you have to say, there's a certain level of, hey, I love the sound of my own voice or my own opinions a lot, right? Like that's in there. So of course I'm an attention whore. You're the one giving it to me here, so don't even pretend like it's a bad thing. You're lucky, man. I'll let you watch me cook my breakfast. Anthony McGregor says you have to have an ego and be an attention whore to do stuff like acting. It's true. It's true. We all have different things. Like we all have different things that motivate us. I like attention. I genuinely like making people laugh. That's the best thing. That's my favorite thing, right? Like it's top tier. But if you really look at it underneath, there's probably some deep flaw that makes me this way, right? Like there's just something about like your upbringing, your childhood, or whatever it is that turns you into somebody who uses these particular skill sets to like get through life. So it's fun being funny. I enjoy it. I like seeing the reaction from people, but it does make me wonder how maladjusted I started out in life. God, but it's all good. I don't take it. I don't take it as a bad thing. But you'd be pretty hard pressed to say anything that I would take as a genuine insult. Like once people get to a certain threshold with me, and I know they're like mega chill, it's really, really hard to like genuinely rattle me and upset me. I used to be easier. When life was harder, I used to be easier to set off by even people who were like on my side. But there tends to be a lot of leeway that I give people now because I just assume, unless they make it very obvious, that they're coming from a good place, right? But if you've already like established a certain level, I already know. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't worry about, oh no, Combat, Nathan, Rebecca, people like that. You guys like, if all of a sudden you started having a real go at me, I'd be like, whoa, I've done something serious here for these people to be turning on me. You know what I mean? It's rare for somebody who's like full on into what I'm doing to just flip the switch and be like, bro, I hate guts now. So it happens. It has happened a few times. It's weird, but whatever. Nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. There's something strange about all this, right? Because it's like a mix. It's a mix of you and the other person. I'm here on the stream, but I'm only like part of the ingredients, and then the other part is the person on the other side of it. It's weird how this all works. See, Combat, I can't be upset. You said you suck cutie cooking. So either you're calling me a cutie or just displaying the fact that you can't put a sentence together, but it's difficult to be insulted by that. You feel me? You know, if someone's like, hey, dumb man, you dumb thing dumb you. And you're just like, hey, I just wanted to ask, are you trying to insult me? Are you trying to say that I'm a stupid person? You're almost there, keep it up. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be insulted by that. It's like, bro, you can't string the words together and you're trying to insult me. It doesn't work. It don't work. Nathan, Phoenix premium and drafting this weekend or on the 8th like the rest of us? Good question. I assume if it's like a premium level WPN stuff, then he won't have access to that. He told me that he'll be getting the stuff in early next week and to come in and he'll have some stuff for me to like crack for a video, right? But I don't think it'll be early release. If you want to see magic action before that, we got to go with something else. We gotta go with something else. It's easy to cook your crayons. That's funny. Actually, we used to do that. We used to put like take like the little extra shavings of crayons or whatever, and you put them in wax paper, and you can like make art in the oven. I remember doing that stuff when I was a kid. My mom had us do a lot of like crafty stuff. She was a really sweet lady. She tried so hard too, man. She tried so hard to raise me as a proper person, and I ended up like this. It just goes to show no matter how good your intentions are, you can still just release a maniac out into the world. Like, you guys have heard me go off on people and the things that I say and insult people with. And like, my mom was like, don't even call people weird or strange. You say they're different. You don't want to make them feel bad, Mike. And I'm already like, bitch, you got your fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like, she's so sweet and so nice. And it's like, you don't say anything like that about people. I'm like, I say all kinds of shit about people. But the good news is a lot of the times they like it. And the other times I don't want them to like it. So fuck them. Nathan, have a good day at work, buddy. We'll see you later. Hey, watch it. My kids are watching. They don't need to learn. I don't even know what the hell that means, Kensky. And if your kids are watching, great, we're going to leave the stream up as evidence so that when child services comes to take them away, they'll go, yup, that was a good choice. That was a good choice. I will happily, any of you that tell me you have children, not even in the stream, like not, oh, I brought my kids to the stream. If you tell me you have kids and you watch my channel, I'm reporting you to child services, bro. Like, while I detest children in my presence, I don't want anything to deal with them because they're just stupid and annoying and all that crap. I value them as future members of society, right? So if you bring your kids to anything I've ever made, even a video specifically says watch this one with your kids, you're on a list. I'm gonna find out where you live, and I am reporting you, all right? Maz, I know you don't have kids. I know you don't. I know that, like, I don't remember which STD it is you get that causes crazy brain damage. But I know that you've plowed like every dude who would have you since high school. So as a result, you definitely have the one that eats away at your brain. So you think you have kids, right? But it's probably like empty styrofoam containers from McDonald's with like names written on them. That's how long you've had these too. They don't even make those styrofoam containers anymore. But that's your family. right? And you're not going to leave them behind. Shipman knows. Shipman, I guess he doesn't know how to spell it, but he knows what it is. All right. That's the one, buddy. That's the one. That really makes me want to start referring to this, like the common cold, as sniffles. Yo, I got sniffles, guy. I'm wearing a mask, so I don't give you sniffles. What the hell's wrong with me and my sense of humor? Oh, alright. Sniffles. Oh. Oh. I don't want to laugh too hard. I don't want to wake up Carly. Like, what? You wake up to your idiot husband yelling sniffles in the kitchen, and you're just like, oh, I could have married anybody else. Oh. Kensuke, you're recording my threats for the future court. Oh, please do. Please tell me that what you're saying is you're recording this stream to show to the courts in your defense or something, because I would love that. Be like, Your Honor, this man who says that you should never show stuff to kids is on here saying cockbag and whatever, and I showed my kids this, and hey, take those handcuffs off of me. Bring my kids back. Go for it, dude. Go for it. David J., you say sniffles because of George Lopez? You mean that guy who steals people's jokes? Is that the Lopez we're talking about? The one who's like straight up known for being a full-on lazy-ass joke thief? Like, not the oops, I made the same joke as you, which can happen to any comedians, no problem, 100% respect for it. Are we talking about that hack joke thief who takes other people's work and it turns out isn't nearly as funny as he thinks he is, so he has to steal other people's shit? Is that who we're talking about? I mean, I'm all for taking other people's jokes if you're going to acknowledge it. Something completely different to steal somebody's comedy and then just be like, I'm not acknowledging it. But, I mean, admittedly, there's a lot of different people out there, so I might be thinking of somebody else. So whatever. If it's that guy, fuck him. If it's not, cool. Kenny, you're not stealing. It's not stealing jokes. It's an. Oh, you're saying homage. Yeah, that's wow. It's spelled like HOMMAGE, bro. I assume that OMODJE, homage, has got to be like you trying to say homage. Since it's French and the H is silent, it is tricky, right? But Carlos Mencia, thank you. That's who I was thinking of. That's who I was talking about. So the other guy is not. That's not who I was applying it to. Thank you. It's just like, who is that? Like, I'm like, is that guy? No, it's this guy. Yeah, that's shit. That's shit, man. Straight up stealing other people's comedy and passing off as your own ain't okay. But if you come, like, it's a weird line. Like, if it's obvious and you're stealing somebody's joke, that's not okay. But people totally do come to the same jokes. Just being like, you made the same joke as me doesn't mean that they stole it from you. Something like that happened between, like, I think it was Dane Cook and Louis C.K. I think Dane Cook was positive that Louis C.K., like, stole one of his jokes, and Louis C.K. was just like, no, man, I wrote a similar joke myself, right? And, I mean, in those situations, I mean, Louis C.K. obviously has a massive comedic pedigree. The dude is literally one of the handful of funniest people on the planet. It's difficult to find somebody funnier than Louis C.K. That guy is top notch, right? You know, like he's right up there with Patton Oswalt and these other mega tier comedians that are just like epic juggernauts of hilarity because they're willing to go out there and push the boundaries and try things that other people won't try, and they've got the skill set and the talent and the raw brain power to make it work. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. They are artists. The thing about stand-up comedy is it doesn't get the same level of respect as other art because people don't realize the level of like intelligence and social understanding, everything that has to come together to make these jokes work. There's so much to it, and some of the jokes can seem so dumb on the surface. People don't understand the artistry that is comedy a lot of the time, so it doesn't get the respect it deserves in a lot of ways. But Louis C.K. is a fucking master artisan, man. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, I don't know, man. I know for me personally, because like I really value comedy and I really value uniqueness, creativity. It's like it's intrinsic, you know what I mean? In my opinion, to a good existence. So it's like I hate joke thieves, man. I hate joke thieves. Baz, Will Smith's not a comedian. That's not. No. Being on a sitcom, that's not a comedian, hun. That's not how that works. The people on Friends, they're not comedians. Will Smith didn't do stand up or whatever. Will Smith is an incredibly charming actor. That's what he is. A very charming, likable guy. And there were fun moments on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that were definitely comedic. But Will Smith himself isn't a comedian and never has been, right? So, nah. He doesn't get that title. Not for me. Of course, I will fully admit that when it comes to comedy, comedians, I'm an elitist. All the way. 100%. Like, if you were like, I'm a comedian and you're not funny, like, fuck you, dude. That's how I feel. Brand, bacon's back on the menu. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, yeah. Anthony says, issue with people's view on comedy is they just view it as funny man telling funnies. It's true. It doesn't register the same way. It doesn't, first of all, it tends to not have something exterior to itself. Like artwork is, I can paint this, and now you have this painting, right? But a joke is something technically you can carry around with you and you can laugh at future dates, but it doesn't register the same way, right? But comedy provides like a release valve from your anxiety and your anguish and your fear and your pain, and for even the briefest moment, it can pull you away against your will from your own suffering and give you freedom. It is truly transformative. It genuinely makes a huge difference. It's crazy how much of a difference it makes. I know one of the reasons that people enjoy me so much is because I go out of my way to make them laugh. Some of them might not even realize it, but that good feeling, that's part of it. That's what you get, you know? Like, being able to do that for people is incredible. Somebody can be having the most brutal day, and I can't fix their life. I can't go in and I can't take away the problems. But what I can do is give them a moment away from it, right? Like, I don't know. I value comedy highly. We all have our own things. And for me, laughter has always been right at the top, man. Right at the top. Nothing makes me happier. Nothing makes me happier than making other people laugh. Kenzuki, you come here for the suffering, not to escape yours? Well, good, because you deserve to suffer, man. Your kids are going to grow up to be better than you and hate you, just so you know. So, get used to it. Whoa, man. Rebecca, you knew your mom was cool when you found her George Carlin records. Oh, yeah, George Carlin's awesome. I think this bacon's pretty much ready now. Time to move on to the egg portion. The most skill-intensive breakfast portion. Hey, what up, Rich? How you doing, buddy? I got an extra bonus strip of bacon today because normally I have 3 strips, but if there's like 4 strips left on the last day of the pack, that one strip is just gonna languish, right? So it gets its own bonus strip action. All right, and now an egg. Okay. Boop. It's like a magic trick. Okay, now, let's see if I can not break the yolk. Because I like my eggs over easy. No yolk and no eggshell, please. Alright, sweet. Okay. We got it in. It's not broken. Let's take a look here. See that? Yeah, looking good, baby. Rich, you didn't think that Canada had U.S. style bacon. It's the more popular kind of bacon. Oh, looks like Carly's up early. Yeah, the Canadian bacon is just ham with cornmeal on it, bro. It's gross. Rebecca, you're hoping to meal prep cook today, so bacon will be cooked later. Nice. Crepsy, bacon pig, Canada action. Well, I guess on one hand, it's good that she's woken up, but I mean, it's not even 10 o'clock, so she might go back to bed. I don't know. We'll see. We live like 10 o'clock is late for some people to be getting up, but you got to understand our schedule is Carly's adjusted to my schedule, and I'm a mega night owl. Like, we do our stream late at night. I have my breakfast at midnight, not breakfast, dinner at midnight, right? So I would normally still be in bed. Combat, you hate eggshell. You crack into open bowl, pour it in the pan to prevent any shell. All right, fair enough. Sometimes you got to scratch them away, right? And it's like, I got to scratch that little bit of shell away from the egg proper. Maz, do I have any plans for Canada today? No, not really. Not really. Just hang out, live life. Because I don't have like a traditional job the same way anymore. I don't like really register holidays and think about them the same way anymore. So for like Canada Day and stuff, it's just like, oh yeah, Canada Day is coming. And it's like, well, it'll be like, it's not like I get the day off with pay like you do when you like work for other people, right? I lose all that stuff by working for myself. So it's like the holidays kind of changed in one way. So if it's not like something I genuinely care about, like a birthday or Christmas or something, like I like Canada. I think Canada is an awesome country, and I think it's really dope to live here. But I've never been like mega patriotic and like, yeah, it's Canada Day, let's celebrate. It was always like my boys would be like, this is an excuse for us to all get messed up and have a barbecue. It's like, all right, I'll come by a barbecue, we'll get messed up, like that kind of thing, right? But that kind of stuff kind of went away as we got older. There's a lot less let's get together and get messed up, and there's a lot more, sorry bro, I got to do this stuff with my daughter, or the wife needs this, or you know, like family living gets in the way. Bigger priorities take place. You don't have the same time and ability to just hang with your boys and get messed up, son. Okay, so now that Carly is actually up, that changes my plans as to where I'm going to eat this. I had originally planned to just hang out here, but now we can relocate. So I'm going to take the breakfast, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back for you guys, all right? So hold up. Daddy, be back. Don't worry, just go and get some cigarettes. All right. My office is in massive disarray, so get ready. You'll enjoy this. Into my pocket you go for the transport. Don't forget your water, bro. All right. Pocket transportation. Oh, damn, man. Slamming into everything. Slamming into everything. Oh my god, is there even going to be room for the tripod somewhere? All right, this is going to be tricksy. This is going to be tricksy. All right, let's see here. All right. God. Maybe I can angle it over here. Oh, crap. Oh, God. All right. Hold up, guys. Hold up. None of this is planned, right? So, okay. That should be good. That should be good. Oh, okay. All right. We made it. We made it. Welcome to the chaos room. Jenny, you spend so much time feeding kids you don't eat till 8 in the evening. Good Lord, man. Gotta start eating those kids, bro. Get some of that, get a return on your money. Oh, right, the egg is cooked real nice. That's great. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. You guys didn't see? There we go. Ah. Rebecca, you got to ride in my pocket. Hell yeah. Man, I think I might just go with a hatching egg as the channel logo. Not channel logo, membership logo. Mm. Vampire Nation Combat, you're not wrong about being too hot or too cold. I woke up, and it was too cold. I tossed this thing on, and now I'm starting to warm up. Now I'm getting too hot. And the food won't change as well. Hold on. I want to go say something to Carly real quick, just in case I did wake her up. Don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. We'll before I leave. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's all good. All right. All right. I'm back for my beautiful breakfast. Hey, Goddard, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen a breakfast stream in forever. They're back on the menu. Shipman said my boss was all, you watching that weird Canadian again? Tell him that I am so yeasty that I'm the reason the bread rises in the bakery, son. Shocked to see how early I started streaming, couldn't join until now. Well, Goddard, these streams are intended to be left up as long as I don't forget and delete them, so. If you want to hear anything you missed, I don't know how much honest appeal there is to watching the breakfast streams afterwards. It's been so long since I did them and left them up, but I know there's some people who like it, so I'm going to leave it. Hey, Rebecca says, I love you, chair. Speaking of love, Rebecca, Carly's a big fan of you. Delicious. Dominic, a morning stream? You're working? This better be serious and no nonsense? It is. We've gotten together to talk about the scourge of cockbag game store owners. And you're actually the perfect example. So I'm glad you're here. We were just talking about how you're the worst thing in Magic the Gathering. And ultimately, you should be driven out of business. Not only Magic the Gathering, but you shouldn't be allowed to sell Warhammer or anything else. And basically, we are all in agreement that you should have no livelihood. It is very serious. Combat, you think I look like the chair? Buddy, I'm surprised you can remember who you are when you get up out of bed, all right? So I'm not even going to worry about your demented brain trying to figure out who's what. Oh, no, Kenny, didn't anybody tell you? Kenny, you have kids? Don't you have kids to feed? What are you doing getting flesh and blood? I'm thinking that's an investment. Come on, man. You got like 3 expensive cards. You better sell them. You better sell them now because if you think they're going to keep their value, I doubt it. I doubt it. Logic says that almost every card game goes to zero pretty quick. So you got kids to feed and like $130 card. Kenny one sold for that price? That's definitely not a meme price. Prices like that are indicative of a strong market. You know? And definitely not something somebody just bought from themselves or whatever, right? There's definitely no market manipulation. And when you see a price that says 169.69, you've got a serious market with serious people who take this seriously, and the money will be in the game forever. So you know what? I stand corrected. Now, my official financial advice to you is to take flesh and blood and hold it for 30 years because it's guaranteed to be wealth, right? Like 100%. I was wrong, bro. I was wrong. So it's true. I mean, any game you want to be big is going to be big, and you should put all your money into it because that's how the world works. It's sure 99.99% of card games die a horrible death, but as long as you're putting your money into one and you want it to win, it's the same way that you can just go, I'm buying a lottery ticket. I'm going to win the lottery because I need to win the lottery, right? Like that's how the world works. Everybody knows the secret is you just got to want it bad enough. And that's why my shoulder hurt when I got up because I wanted it bad enough. Total life banned. Dominic, banned from life. Rebecca, you love her too. She's a sister you picked. Oh, I will tell her you said that. She will like it. She'll appreciate it more when she's had more time to wake up. Because she did just get up and I went out to check on her and she's totally in that, like, the morning whatever, like, I'm just going to do my thing. She's so sweet too. She won't be, like, rude to me, but I can tell she's uncomfortable and I don't want to bother her. Shimonson sounds like the orphan's problem now. Keep buying more flesh and blood. Forsake your own flesh and blood for your chosen flesh and blood. Did I see the idea of having an H coming out of the hatching egg? Oh, no, I didn't. That seems like a pretty decent idea, actually. Dece. You're flipping it, bro? All right, there you go. Now you have cards to build some decks and learn a new game with your wife. Kenny, have you ever considered the fact that your wife doesn't want anything to do with you and playing games with you? Like, she already ruined her life by having kids with you. And now she's got to play new games with you and stuff? My guess, and you can ask her this, she probably won't tell you the truth, but... And I haven't really known you for very long. You've only been commenting on my streams for maybe a couple days. But I feel pretty comfortable saying that your wife would probably be happier getting out of your relation, like out of your marriage. But she just, it's easier to stay where you are. It's inertia, right? So she'd like to jog on, but instead she's just staying as a Jordan. Ha ha! See what I just did there? Rebecca, you can be snippy before you're waking up on coffee. I can be snippy any time of the day. I'm like, out of the two of us, I am more likely to be over something smaller, Sometimes. Although Carly can be delightfully hilarious with particular things. My favorite recent thing is she found this Australian beach show. It's called Bondi Beach. And the first episode she saw of it was actually intense. Like, it's a lifeguard show. And so bad stuff's going down on the beach. And, like, genuinely, they're, like, saving people's lives. So she sees this episode that's really intense. And then she tries to show me the show. But the episode that I'm watching, it's a reality television show. So you have the announcer who has to make everything seem super intense, which ultimately kind of takes away from the intensity of a lot of it. Like, they're just like, and suddenly Gus has to go into the water because somebody is in need. And he gets out there with this little board, and the person hops up on the board with a big smile, like they're at an amusement park. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like there's any danger. And they're like, the jellyfish sting is the most paralyzing and dangerous thing. And then they show a guy, and he's got a huge jellyfish sting across his body, and he's just standing there. He's like, yeah, man, the jellyfish stung me. And then after a while, I was like, can I leave now? Like, that was what it was like, right? It's like, it's garbo reality TV. But she had seen some serious stuff. So I started making fun of it. And then she got, like, genuinely annoyed with me. Like, yeah! And it was funny because she knows she shouldn't be annoyed at me over it. But for some reason, she was getting so triggered about it that yesterday I was out. I was downtown and she happened to watch like a YouTube recommended episode to her and she clicked on it and she told me, she's like, I started getting mad at you. She's like, I realized I was being ridiculous, but I started getting mad at you taking this thing not seriously. And like I was spinning it up more and more. Because my thing is being a lifeguard is a great job in terms of you're saving people's lives. That's really nice of you to do. And there's real danger at the beach. People can drown. But beaches aren't very dangerous overall. And so they have this huge string of things where they're trying to make it seem like all this stuff is happening in a day. And I'm just laughing going, this show's too ridiculous. And the more upset Carly is getting about the fact that I won't take this seriously, the more I can't take it seriously because it's a stupid reality show about an Australian beach. And she's getting that, like, none of this matters. None of it. Like, she matters, but just because she matters doesn't mean I can't bug her about stuff that doesn't matter. That's, who cares, right? So I start spinning it up more and more. She's like, beaches, it's serious. People get hurt at these beaches. And I said, no, they don't. And she just starts to get like, and I'm like, look, I've been to a beach. Nobody ever gets hurt at a beach. Nothing bad ever happens. Like at this point, I'm straight up just going so hyperbolic in the other direction that I insist nothing negative ever happens at a beach. And she's almost getting apoplectic or whatever, right? With the whole like, in reaction to it at first, but she knows what I'm doing. So then she just kind of like smiles and like laughs at the silliness. But I totally just start going full tilt to the point where I go, there's literally never been anybody who got hurt at a beach ever. Nobody drowns at beaches. It's all fake. And she's just like, it was fun. It was fun. Fab is making custom promos just for Rudy. It's a funny game. The game's actually solid, but the financial aspect's wild. I mean, that doesn't sound like a terrible description. Fab had this crazy finance bubble around it, which seems to have gone away, but the game didn't die afterwards, which is a good sign. I've honestly only heard positive things about Fab. I haven't heard anything negative. So, I think that Fab has the potential to be like a mainstay, long-term game. It'll never be a big game, but it can totally stick around, right? And the idea of making meme cards of big YouTubers and stuff like that, like Rudy, that's a smart move. He's talking about your product, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like, but there's a lot of hope people have in these games, and they think they're going to be the next Magic, and they're going to make money and whatever, and they're just left. Like, the people who buy into the financial dreams, I understand you want a better financial life, so do I, but it's not like you're going to lose. Speculating on long-term on sealed card games, especially, like, that's insane. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you're doing it with Magic or Pokemon or something. It's another if you're going, I'm doing that with this other game that's going to become like those. It's like, it never will, dude. It never will. Like, people who think that Fab or MetaZoo are going to become like one of the big games, it's like marrying a guy with no legs who has a really good personality and insisting that he's going to win the Olympics. And I don't mean the Paralympics where he puts on bladed legs. You're literally insisting this nice guy who has no legs but has a great personality is going to win like track and field running at the Olympics. That's the equivalent. Anybody who thinks that Flesh and Blood or MetaZoo will be a bit, that's literally the equivalent. And anybody will look at you and just go, oh, what a sweet person you are, but you're out of your mind. You're living delusion, you know? Like, enjoy the game for what it is. Appreciate it for while it's around. Understand that most card games will never be Magic, will never be moneyed, and they're not going to make you profit. The only time you're going to make a profit on these other card games is selling to other idiots. You're playing the bigger fool. There's just somebody who's dumber than you, who's willing to believe that this thing is going to be worth way more in 5 years when it won't. You know? It's all greater fool theory. Fab, they added 2-player deck boxes, no more limited editions, multiplayer modes coming. All right. Kenny, you're right. It's hard to lose $50 on, it's hard to lose a lot of money on a $50 box, right? You can lose $50 on a Magic box, easy. Play it for fun and it's good. Yeah, that's what you should do. Honestly, like, I'm interested in these card games. I'm just not interested in spending my money on it. I can't, like, I can't afford to get into these new card games. It's beyond my budgetary concerns. And so I'm going to use my entertainment dollars as tightly as possible, right? So that equals going, well, sorry, Flesh and Blood, you might be a good game, but like, I didn't get into Force of Will until I had seen it had been established for years and there was a bunch of people playing it in my area. That's what it's going to take to lure me in, you know? Either that or just being handed some fab for free and then I check it and go, oh, this is cool, you know, but I'm definitely not putting any money down on the table for it. Not even to do a review because YouTube pays so little that I would just lose money on it. No point. No point. Andrew, you dropped off of playing Magic for Fab? Cool, man. You like the resource system more? Right on. It's cool when you find a game that you can enjoy like that. Nothing's ever beat Magic for me, though. I played tons of games, and Magic is just too special. Even better designed systems where they take Magic system like Force of Will, separate it out into a land deck and a regular deck, basically, so you never have to worry about getting land holes, right? Great choice, but it's just you can't straight up emulate the success of Magic. The other two games that are in the other games that are in like the big sphere, they need full on television shows and other properties to back them. Magic's the only card game that has enough power to stand on its own. So for another game to move up into that top stratosphere, it needs that level of notoriety before the game even shows up. Like, you can't build a groundswell of regular support like Magic got ever again. Magic did it. Nobody else will ever get to do it on the same level, especially now with the internet and all the different ways that things work and what, like, you can't recreate Magic, no matter how delusional these people are. Like, people coming along going, well, I've got this and I've done this. Great. Well, maybe that'll be enough to stick around. Like, I've heard multiple people go, Flesh and Blood is going to overtake or be as good and big as Magic and other games because it has solid gameplay. And it's like, you're delusional. You don't understand this. Solid gameplay is the bare minimum to even be considered to have a game that anyone will play at all. Like, that's not, that'll put you up at the top 4. That's enough to maybe be even seen in the race for people to know you exist. That's it. If you just go, I got solid gameplay. Yeah, great. It's like, oh, hey, what do you bring to this party? I breathe. That's what that is. Saying I have good gameplay is like saying I breathe. What do you bring to this event? I'm breathing here. Okay, so you exist. Yes, that's it. Saying a game has good gameplay is pretty much a participation ribbon at this level. It doesn't mean fuck all. Like, our human history is riddled with much better things losing to inferior products because of market position. You can make a game that is straight up better than Magic the Gathering in every way. Better balanced, better gameplay, better for people financially. Like, you can make it better and it ticks every single box better and you can still lose every penny and get nowhere. Like, Magic showed up at the exact right time and built this Magic built the entire kingdom. And other people are coming in and going, I'm doing what Magic did. And it's like, you can't. Magic built the kingdom. And you're walking down the paved roads going, I did all this, bro. No, they built all the roads. They built all the cities. And you're just a tourist, bro. You'll be lucky if you can pay the road tolls in here, son. Like, you're done. You're done. You're never going to be anything. People need to get that so they can enjoy their game. Because sitting there rooting for something that's never going to happen, it's not going to get you what you want. It's delusional. Dominic, Magic exists at a time when 100% of close to all gamers hung at LGSs. And like word of mouth, stuff traveled like wildfire. It was completely different. Completely different. It was electric. It was something you got pulled into. You're never going to find that with another card game. All the other card games basically go, check it out, we're like this guy. If every other card game comes up and go, yo, here's how I'm like Brad, here's how I'm not like Brad. I'm like, who's this Brad guy you're talking about, bro? Because I'll just go rock with him. You know what I mean? That's how most people are going to go. You watch thousands of card games die, and you know it's just like being in the trenches, bro. You ever watch those military movies where some guy comes in and is like, yo, I'm Jimmy. And he's like, don't even tell me your name. You're going to be dead in 4 seconds. That's card games to me. Hi, I'm Lightseek. Oh, you didn't even get to finish your name. You're dead in the ground. And you're one who made it into stores. You know, you get people coming by going, yo, this Kickstarter is going to take... No, it's not. Sorry. Enjoy your game. But it's not. Doesn't matter. No matter how successful what you like is, it's never going to beat Magic. Magic did it first and has like pole position, whatever you want to call it. Magic is Rome and we're Turkish in combat. I get it. Kenny, you missed when you had to get your Magic news from your LGS? Hey, fuck you, dude. I don't need these backhanded comments about my historian channel. You missed when you didn't get your news from me. I get it, Kenny. Fine. 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 I will take it personally, Kenny. I got an aching shoulder. You spend all your money on your stupid kids and flesh and blood and don't give me any? Fuck you, Kenny. The only real competitor that isn't an anime game was Legend of the Five Rings, even it died after 15 years. You know what's crazy is? I remember Legend of the Five Rings coming up. I remember it gaining enough prominence that it took a spot, like to the point where I got into Legend of the Five Rings. Immediately, like I actually got into the game because I saw how mathematically busted it was. A couple of my friends were playing it, and I just looked at 2 cards. I'm like, so this is the card you automatically start with and play, right? And it gives you a huge bonus to cast wizards. Is this correct? And it's like, yes. And this dragon here counts as a wizard, right? Yeah, and I'm so if I'm turning this into Magic, you're telling me this is a land that I start with and play that taps for 7 mana, and dragons cost 10 or 11 mana, and I can put out a land on the first turn that makes 3 to 5 mana? Is that... So, I can put out a second turn dragon if I play this group that nobody's played? Oh, yeah, I'll try this game. And so then I built this Shigenja deck based around the Phoenix Clan. And it was literally unstoppable. You couldn't beat it. Like, I had a knack for breaking card games back in the day. There was no internet. So you couldn't just go online and go, oh, hey, what are people playing? No. You had to brew your own stuff. And I was young and super focused and had tons of time. So I would pour over every card in existence and go, yo, what if you combined this with this? Oh, that'd be dirty. And then I just ended up making decks that just bought, like, the Phoenix deck was the best deck in the game across the board. And the company wasn't even aware of it. It blew my mind. Everybody, there's like 3 ways to win in Five Rings. You got a military victory where you just wipe out your opponent completely, right? That's how almost everybody wins. Then you've got an honor victory where you're playing, this is how everybody thought, you play the Crane clan because they're the honor clan. They have all the honor cards. They start with the most honor and have the most honor gaining cards. So you either go military victory, wipe everybody out, you pick Crane and go honor victory, or you try enlightenment victory, which is, forget it, it's impossible. You need to get 5 cards out. Some of them are incredibly easy to get out. Some of them require conditions that you will probably never meet. So winning an enlightenment victory, you put it out of here, forget it. That's never going to happen in a tournament. It's like, imagine a card that said you had to have like 40 permanents of each color in play and 72 life, and your opponents had to be at 14. Like, those are the levels of conditions you needed for an enlightenment victory, right? So you couldn't do it. Almost everybody did military victories because honor victories weren't how you won the game. That's what everybody thought, because everybody didn't understand the nature of the game, and what you were supposed to do was ignore the Crane, ignore combat, and become the Phoenix, and become all about honor, which baffles people, because like, wait, Phoenix are just about summoning mages. They get a big bonus to summoning mages by making them evil. You can get 7 mana to summon your mage if you give it this evil Shadowlands trait. And here's the thing, that trait barely matters. There's 1 card in the game that will make that relevant. There's a card, like, here's how broken this was. I was happy to turn all of my wizards into evil Shadowlands creatures. And there's a card in the game everybody could play for free that when it flipped up and resolved, it would destroy every evil Shadowlands guy on the board. So I would turn my guys into these evil dudes knowing full well that my opponent would have a card in his deck that would flip up and destroy all the evil guys. And I played that card too. I played the card that flipped up and destroyed all the Shadowlands guys too, because I didn't need my guys once they came out. Their whole purpose was to give me honor. So basically, you could, on the first turn, tap your thing, get 7 mana to cast this wizard called the Nameless One if he showed up, right? And then boom, he is just some zero whatever. Who cares? His purpose is legitimately just to show up and give you honor. You gain honor based on people joining your clan. So, this guy joins my Phoenix clan. All of a sudden, I have enough honor to summon dragons. Another thing about this game that blew my mind, nobody is using these lands. Imagine a land in Magic that just said, tap, discard a card, choose a card in your hand, discard that card. Gain mana equal to its casting cost. I want you to think about that. Imagine that land existing in Magic. Comes into play tapped, that's the only cost. And then next turn, pitch any card you want from your hand, gain mana equal to its casting cost. That was the equivalent of this. This was a card like Legend of the Five Rings, since it was a new game and there was no internet to teach people. People were afraid of, the resource loss or whatever. They didn't want to discard cards. And I saw that, I'm like, I can put this out for free on the first turn. So I can tap for 7 mana, put it a wizard, get up to dragon level on the first turn, and on the second turn, I will have this thing that lets me pitch a card for 5 mana gold. I'll be up to 12 gold. I can cast anything in my deck on the second turn. Anything in my deck on the second turn. And the whole deck was just fog effects. It was all just, I'm going to end combat and send you home. I'm going to end combat and send you home. To destroy my provinces, you have to have enough combined power that it exceeds my province, right? Like, you've got to be able to crush my province plus, which means you have to squad attack it. And I can individually remove guys. So if I have a province that has 8 toughness, and you're attacking with 9 power worth of guys, and I remove one of your dudes from combat, now you've pissed away 6 power worth of guys, swinging at a province that doesn't, it either is destroyed or not. There's no damage on it. You can't do anything after that. It's legitimately like, you just wait. Like, imagine if in Magic, if I had to attack you as squads, and if you could remove one guy from the squad, the whole squad was invalidated. So all of my spells ended combat and sent guys home. Plus, the game had a feature where whoever had the highest honor could get a special in-game ability they could use every turn. And it could do 4 things. It could stop you from losing honor, which never really mattered. It could do 2 other things that I never remember. And it could send a guy home from combat every turn. So you just be like, I have the highest honor. I get to send a guy home every turn. I'm going to attack your province. Great, I'll send that guy home from that group. I'll play the spell to send that guy home from that group. Look, you didn't get to win. Like, I had spells that are basically kill the wizard that's attached to it, kill any guy. And I would use that as spot removal. This wizard sets himself on fire, that guy can't get through. You couldn't beat the deck. It was unbeatable because the game was broken at that point where that was the strategy that would win it. But people didn't know. So the lady from the actual, the company that makes the game came down and ran a huge tournament. And I came up and I was like, honor victory. And she was so confused because nobody wins honor victories at tournaments. She's like, honor victory? What? You know? And it's like, yeah. It's like, you're playing Phoenix and you want an honor victory? Oh, yeah, that's strange. And then I just kept coming back, honor victory, honor victory. She's like, what's going on? You know? And then the final match, I actually won military victory because dragons. Buddy was playing Scorpion. He lost all his honor, dropped all of his lands to 0 toughness, and then my dragons just went squad and burned his lands down. So I went up for the final match and tell her the results, and she's like, honor victory? I'm like, military victory. Wait, what? You know? But yeah, you couldn't beat it. You couldn't beat it. So over the months, as the magazines came out and the game became more popular, you started to see the Phoenix clan putting up wins everywhere because the deck was unbeatable. You couldn't beat it. You couldn't beat it. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, even that game rose up and then just crunched down and died. What up, Yeti? What up, 7 Foot? What up, Zombie Warrior? So, I dominated Legend of the Five Rings. Like, I went into it. The Phoenix strategy was so strong that I didn't have most of the cards I needed for the deck. I only had 1 copy of the land that lets you pitch cards. There was a bunch of cards I didn't even know existed that I didn't have in my deck. But the strategy was so strong that even cobbled together, I had only been playing the game for 1 week, and I was just playing with cards I had been given and managed to cobble off of people. Didn't even know half the cards that existed had the most busted deck. So after I won the first tournament, well, I got given a big uncut sheet, but I didn't care about that because I played Magic. So what do I care about it? But the Legend of the Five Rings, oh my god, that uncut sheet, I'll give you whatever you want. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. Like it's funny too, because I'm like, one of my first priorities was like this land that comes out for 0. I'm like, I need these. And the guy's like, you want, that's garbage. You can have those for free, dude. Like here, just take them. They're not even part of the trade. I'm just staring at him like I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, man. You know, like I'll tell you this, it took about 2 weeks. It took about 2 weeks before everybody had full play sets of that land. Like I completely warped the entire L5R tournament experience around myself because I was undefeatable. Because nobody seemed to understand that the answers don't exist. They're thinking to themselves that this is about no. Card games especially are incredibly unbalanced. So I have the only way to win. People would literally design decks to beat me. My buddy, who actually runs another game store, told me, he's like, they get together and talk about how they're going to beat you. And I'm like, let them. They don't understand that this deck is unbeatable. They don't understand you can't win because of the nature of the way the game is set up. You can't beat this deck. That deck only lost 1 game in 1 tournament. It went undefeated in every event because you can't beat it. And it was very laughable how little some people understood that. I remember sitting down against essentially a moron and him saying to me, bro, I really like your deck. So what I did was I took it and I improved on it. Now there was a part of me that was skeptical because I was like, you don't seem very smart to me. But there was another part of me that said, yo, I'm new to this game and I'm eager to see how you've taken my design and stepped it up to the next level, right? So, I mean, the same thing was happening in Magic, actually, for me. I kept winning tournaments to the point where the first version of a net decker I ever saw was this little Asian guy who was obsessed with my deck. And he's like, bro, I want to build the same deck as you. Can I trade all the cards for your deck off of you? And like, I'm like, yep, here you go, buddy. I traded him everything he needed to build it, taught him how to work it, and he totally piloted it very well. He was almost as good as me with it, but he made the mistake of running Felden's Cane instead of the 3rd Soul Davy Digger, not realizing that Soul Davy Diggers give you the staying power to drag a game out forever. So eventually what happened was we got in a counter war where he had to keep a Felden's Cane in his hand because we both knew if he could resolve the cane, we were going to be there for another half an hour for the game. But if he couldn't get that cane to stick, he was going to lose. And he couldn't muster enough counter power because he had to save some of his power for the Felden's Cane, right? So anyways, the Legend of the Five Rings thing was hilarious. I dominated at that game, and then after a while I got bored because it never changed. It never felt novel after a while. Although they had some cool aspects with the Imperial newsletters and stuff, and you being able to affect the game by voting. You know, that was cool. 7 Foot, you heard I was a guest for a Flesh and Blood podcast, or is it just a TCG podcast? I'm not 100% sure what they I think they qualify themselves as a TCG podcast. I don't think Flesh and Blood is the specific. I think it's like Flesh and Blood, Metazoo, and some other small ones. I gotta be real. I feel a little bit bad because I ripped pretty hard on those games in terms of them becoming like big games, and they're both kind of like invested decently into those games. So it's kind of like, I don't like being the bearer of bad news, guys, but you're putting your money into stuff that I don't trust. So it's a TCG not specific to Flesh and Blood, although Flesh and Blood, Metazoo, Magic are the main card games that get discussed. And I'm not 100% sure on when it comes out because I don't know what their production schedule is like. So I'm guessing in the next 3 to 10 days, but maybe they have like, if they do a recorded backlog and the episode we did isn't their newest episode, then it might be longer. But when I'm told that it's actually released, I will let you guys know, so you can go and leave some comments about how you like me to counteract the comments that will inevitably be there going, this guy is a jackass. Because I've been invited to a TCG channel that's all about hyping up these TCGs, and I'm there just going, no, Metazoo's never going to be big. No, Flesh and Blood will never be big. And they're just like, it has really solid gameplay. And I'm like, don't you get that's the minimum? And it's like, no, I've convinced myself that's what it's going to like make this game big. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way, man. It's like you've got a big, fat, lazy, whatever guy, and you look at me like he's a big, fat sloth. Yeah, but he sits on a throne made of machine guns. And you're like, yeah, but check out this guy. He's been doing leg stretches and he's limber. And it's like, okay, he's gonna run at that guy on the chair. Yeah, he's gonna get gunned down, bro. Like 100%. No, but check out those calf muscles. Bullets, bro. Bullets. No, but look at that calf muscle, bro. Look at the way it shines in the sunlight. He's getting ready to run. Quick twitch fibers. Oh no, he's dead! Oh god, they shot him! He's bleeding out! Stop! You were my wealth! I spent so much money on you! Oh god! Oh god, can I spit in your blood? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about those games. So when I like somebody and they tell me they put their money into it, my brain goes, oh honey, no. No magic beans, please. Please sell these magic beans. Get your money back. The one guy was like, I was like, you have kids? You're putting all your money into this? Oh God. I don't know. Because that's what I said. I was like, I hope nobody depends on you, bro. Dominic, even if it died, the game still lasted for such a long time. Fantasy Fight bought it, made it into a living card game, which lasts another 5 years, by the way. Oh, did they make it into a living card game? Well, as somebody who didn't know much about the game, I definitely wasn't aware of that. I certainly don't own that game, plus a bunch of promos that they would send to the store or anything, Dominic all wanted to look special. I worked at a game store, so I know. Well, guess what? So did I. Not impressing me, Dominic. Dominope. David J says, I listened to that other podcast you did a year ago. That guy only had 10 subscribers and the podcast only had 4 views. You will be surprised sometimes the places that you will find me in. I accept a fair number of invitations to different things. Somebody will just be like, hey, you want to do this? And I'm like, okay. And then it just, half the time I even forget to mention it. So I feel bad for some of them because they're probably thinking, yo, I got the historian on and this is going to give me a boost. And I'm like, I'm not big or special enough to really give you any kind of boost. That's what actually I said when I was on the podcast. We were talking blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Pokemon, blah. I'm like, what are you getting your investing advice? What are you watching, Logan Paul? And then he's like, he wanted Logan Paul on here. And I started laughing. I'm like, you're never going to get somebody like that, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm the best you're ever going to get on your show. And trust me, I'm disappointed for both of us about that. That's it. I get it. I'm the best you'll ever do. And that's sad. So David J, I'm not surprised, man. There are things that I'm on there and there's people just aren't checking it out. And then I get contacted sometimes by the people going, hey, why aren't people? And I'm like, I can't do anything about that. Like, if you don't advertise your show or whatever else, like, just because you like me and think I'm fun doesn't mean that a bunch of other people do, right? I've got a very particular personality. I'm polarizing. And more importantly, while I am a mid-sized Magic YouTuber, I pretty much don't exist to almost everybody. Even in the world of Magic YouTube, there are tons of YouTube channels. There are a bunch of channels that are my size that I'm not aware of, right? Like, there's so much out there. It's crazy. Dominic, the podcast added me out after watching the live stream. I was harsher to him in the fucking... Oh, wait, the other one? Oh, well, I don't know, 20 references. No, Miss No Maz isn't a lifeguard. She does low budget porvo for people who like there's some guys who are into like kind of haggard looking ladies who have had a bunch of kids running down the beach to Baywatch music. Sometimes you stand in the back with wrinkled and gross. That's Maz. She's making that stuff for the hub. Don't you worry, I'm not with me there. L5R was cool. Like, I liked the game. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed the Imperial letters that they sent out and everything. Like, it was neat. It was neat. I actually had 2 subscriptions to their magazine at one point. I had one for the Crab Clan and one for the Phoenix Clan. they would send you letters from your clan head. Each time you got like a package, there was a letter from your clan head talking about what was going on with the clan, and like the game changed. You remember how like Wizards did the whole Mirrodin and New Phyrexia stuff? Well, L5R actually made and changed the game as people were playing it with their actual input. They didn't just go, "We're doing this," and making you think you're a part of it when you're not. So, I really liked a lot of what they did. It was cool. It's interesting how different games will have different cultures, you know? Magic has a very, in some ways, off-putting culture. It's not welcoming to people. Get good, scrub, and get a bunch of money. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of elitism in Magic, bro. I got the Baywatch music in my head now, damn it. Hmm. Hmm. Good. Hmm. Oh, I guess that pain pill's doing its job, man. My shoulder ain't bothering me anymore. I gotta remember to thank Nathan later for that. Common sense statement. Really did help. Next, do you think in Magic there's a decent range? Just a lot of people suck in general. You know what? That is a fair point. Overall, there are a lot of awesome people playing Magic. What I should say is the concentration of people you can find going to places like. I guess what it is I spent a lot of time in the LGS on the other side of the counter, and I hated seeing more and more the shift that felt like Magic players were becoming greedier and greedier when they showed up to it. Instead of showing up, hey, I'm excited to play this game that I love. It's like, yo, you need to understand this is my job now too, or something. Like, not really because I have a job, but I expect to make money off of this. Like, I expect to leave here with more money worth the value of cards and everything than I came in here with, no matter what. Like, I'm not saying, yo, I'm here to win the tournament. I hope I can win a bunch of product. I'm like, yo, I expect that even if I scrub out at the most basic level, that you give me promos and packs and other things that exceed the monetary cost of entering this event. I need to be in the black every single time I engage with Magic. You know what I mean? That's a thing. And it's not like a one-off thing. It is a real thing, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Because Magic has always been a game to me. I didn't come into this atmosphere, so I can't live it. It's not possible for me. And I hate seeing LGS owners get grinded because people think, oh, Magic, it's moneyed as hell, but it's not for LGS owners. The margins are razor thin. And people get pissed off when stores are like, bro, yeah, sorry, we only offer like 50% trade-in and only 25% cash. Because some stores do that, depending on the area and whatever, right? Like, they have different rates. And I understand some people, and they're unhappy with rates being too low. But they don't want to accept at all that the store has to, like, buy the cards, pay for their place, like, keep all the stuff available, eat the loss if the cards drop in value, open new products, keep single. Like, there is a lot that goes into providing a play space and cards for players that they just take for granted. I need to come into your shop, make money have been shop in your shop, look at everything in your shop as if I'm using it as an Amazon display. Like, I'm really glad that Amazon set up this display place for me to walk in and pick up things, because I really like being able to take a look at the box and see everything that's in it and feel the heft of it and all that. Now, I'm not going to buy it here because it costs 47 cents more than if I bought it online, but I really appreciate getting to see this. It really helps me as a consumer. I place no value on it, though, and will use you up entirely. So, while I'm done doing this, if you could give me some, like, I don't know, promos and other stuff, too, while I'm here, that would be great, because my time is valuable. Yours isn't. Your time is worthless, okay? You keep paying for this building, the electricity, all of your business expenses, and I'll keep trying to grind your prices down to less than your cost and give you nothing. Like, it's not everybody, but there are enough of them. There are enough of them. I hate it, bro. I hate those people. Make me livid because they're so self-centered that they like. I can't think that they're aware of what they're doing, because so few people could act that way if they were fully aware. So their ignorance is damaging to an environment that I genuinely care about. LGSs are special to me. They really are. I fucking love them. I love them. There's nothing else like them on this fucking planet, man. Because almost every LGS is a passion project. It's run by somebody who gives a shit. It ain't some corporate, welcome to fucking Bell Telephone, we care about your goddamn mental health. What day is it? Oh, we're doing that thing where really just advertise our name. We don't give a shit about mental health. We don't give a fuck if we drive our own employees insane, but we'll say what you need to hear. But go ahead and applaud them. And like, it's like, this is just a dude. This is just a dude trying to live his dream. And it's a stupid dream, and he's gonna fail. But he doesn't need you being this, like, making it that much harder. You know what I mean? Like, the LGS owners are like stupid, beautiful birds with big, ungainly wings. And most of them don't know how to fly, but they try so hard. And just watching them leap and flap off the ground, I want them to. I'm like, you can fly, buddy. I believe in you. And then someone will just come along and break its wing for their, I need to make $1. It's like, I hate you, dude. Value players. You know what, Dominic? That's an excellent term for it. You've finally done something worthwhile in your life, because we all know your LGS ain't worth nothing. Shipman, you assume you'll lose money every time you grab Magic? Oh, so you just actually approach it like a game and have a healthy mentality. I'm glad to hear that. I'm the same. If I get a booster box of Magic or whatever else, I never think to myself, I'm going to exceed the value of this. I'm like, I got Magic cards. I can't wait to open this. Dominic, you had people literally browse your games while they had Amazon open on their phone and kept asking me to match the price. I would be like, absolutely, I'll match that price. Here's how it works. Give me that money. And then give me your address. Here, write down your address. Great. Excellent. So, it's going to be $30 in shipping, and I'm going to send you an email with that invoice, and then you can expect that to come out in about 2 weeks, unless you'd like to get Dominic Prime. So if you want to pay $100 right now, then I'll expedite the shipping. I'll ship it out for you tomorrow, all right? So it'll come in about a week, no problem, all right? I would just be like, yeah, you sure, no problem, we can do it. We can totally do it the Amazon way. Here's the thing, though, that one's out of stock for a couple of months. Like, take the money and be like, thanks, man, that one's out of stock. Well, oh, sorry, that's just the display one. So, nope, we don't do refunds, so I'll be happy to get it to you when it's available. Why not? What are you going to do? I've got your money now. What are you going to do? Go to the Better Business Bureau? What are you going to do? Go to Amazon and complain? I would just take their money. I'd have a sign on that said, sorry, we don't do cash refunds ever, under any circumstances. Store credit with return of product only. Oh, okay. I'd like to get store credit. Sure, no problem. Store policy is store credit with return of product only. Oh, but I don't have the product yet. Yeah, no problem. Here's how it works. You wait until we get it in. We contact you. You come down and pick it up. Then when we've gone through the system, then you can go to our automated online return and you can return the product for a refund. Oh, you don't like that? Sorry, I thought you liked to do things the Amazon way. Because it sounds to me like what you actually want is this weird hybrid where you get the benefits of everything and I get a dick in the ass. So I think maybe fuck your mother. How about that one? And you can see why I didn't do that well. Like, the game store, I was never technically an employee of the game store. That's what he said, too. People would come and complain about what I said, and he's like, I am not his boss. I'm pretty sure he only does things here for the store because he gets to abuse the customers. So when people would come in and be like, Mike, talk to me like this, he'd be like, I'm not his boss. And I'm pretty sure he only does this magic stuff so he can talk shit to you. Where do you go from that? Right? They're just like, oh. Or if it was somebody who was just like a complete knob, he would be like, oh, thanks for letting me know. And then he'd be like, yeah, bro, somebody was complaining about you. And I'm like, who? And he's like, I don't know, fuck him. You know, like. Martinez, oh yeah, the financials, red and black and whatever. Like, legit. One of the reasons that I want to do the box breaks the way I am and want people to just direct money to Phoenix is so they can have that money, bro. This guy just took over the business at basically right before the pandemic hit. This is the game store that has been my home like my whole life, and he's trying to keep it going. And so it's just like, bro, I could go, yo, why don't I get a bunch of people do box breaks, figure out how many boxes I'm gonna buy, go around to all the local game stores, figure out who can give me the best deal on a case, maybe even find out if I can get my own distribution license or whatever and buy straight from a distributor so I can get my costs as low as possible. I could do all of that. Right? As a, let's maximize for business for me. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that for multiple reasons. The logistics of it, but also just the ability to support an LGS while also getting to do stuff I enjoy and getting magic and everything seems perfect, right? So that's the way I want to do it. I like supporting LGSs. I don't like supporting scummy LGSs. I'm not a proponent of like all LGSs must be venerated, but I do very much believe that if you want a place to gather and have a good time and you appreciate it, that if you don't support it, you don't deserve it. Like it's the same concept as a park in your city. All of your combined tax money create that park. They pay for the stuff to be monitored, taken care of. You know what I mean? Clean it up, remove the garbage, have the people go in and tend to it, put in the new plants, have it taken care of, maybe some security to stop people from sleeping there all day, whatever it is. It's a communal effort to create something for all of us. And that's what the LGS falls under. And a bunch of people don't get that because they just think it's a business. Businesses should be able to survive based on purely good business choices. Thinking that like an LGS is run by the same corporate genius who runs the head of McDonald's. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the level. That's the level. Dominic, you had to ask Flesh and Blood people to leave after they flipped out about not getting enough money value for showing up. Yeah, that would be like, bro, I would be like, I can't have you in the store, man. You're like, what do you think this is? If you want to make money, get a job. Get a job. If you want to try and monetize your hobbies, it's fine. But if it's not monetizable or whatever, like, I'm not dealing with your tantrums, child. It's insane. Shipman, you want to see Dominic make videos of all these business practices? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Most of the people you think you want to see on the internet, you don't. You don't. I mean, just look at the way Dominic types and imagine how he'd talk, bro. Serious. The stories are interesting because it's fuel for your imagination, but if you had to listen to some boring fucker drone on and on, nah. Dominic's so boring that people yell at him because they don't get enough money for their Flesh and Blood cards, right? And he doesn't have a soothing voice that will calm them. He has a grating voice that irritates them. I can tell that just from the way he talks on the internet, bro. Take that, Dominic! Like, it's cool. It's cool when you do have that occasion where it's like, bro, like, I went and played in a pre-release, and it cost me $25, and I had a great time. And the cards I cracked out of the pack were actually worth like $40. And it's like, bro, I was able to trade them into the shop and pretty much get what I paid back. That's amazing. You know what I mean? I like that. I like card games having value. I like the trade and exchange. I loved it as a kid. The fact that I could take Magic cards and swap them into other games and stuff is amazing. I love that, right? But yeah, this moneyed mentality, it makes things difficult. Bren, local LGS is pretty generous with prize support because they actually get prize support from Fab, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, but because they can write it off on taxes, they still get whiners. It's crazy. Yeah, dude, the store that I used to run the events for would give packs to everybody who played. The events were Friday Night Magic is free to enter. If you show up, you're getting a booster pack. Whoever comes in the first couple slots is getting at least 2 or 3 booster packs. And then there's some promos at Wizard Center as well. And people would still gripe and still try and angle shoot and grind and go, don't buy that bundle that you're about to buy there from the store for $50 because online you can buy it for $45. And it's like, you know that $5 difference is the cost of like 1 booster pack, right? The booster packs you've been getting for free. You know there's like 30 some odd people who come here every week and get these free boosters, you leech piece of shit. You're like, you want a one-way. It's like, you don't even understand that you're a leech on a giant fucking cow. And if enough of you motherfuckers get on the cow, you drain all the blood and everybody dies. The cow dies, and then you fall off going, but where's my blood? Yeah, what my one-way relationship where I get everything and the other person gets nothing. It's like, why do you think they run a store? For the joy of seeing your ugly fucking worthless face? Like, the one guy who did this, I hate him so much that like I would legitimately walk away mid-set. I would do stuff to him that I wouldn't do to almost anybody else. Like, I'm running an event, and I think he might have a rules question, right? So he goes, Mike, and I come over, and he starts talking. And as soon as I realize it's not a rules question, I just walk away. Like, I don't say anything. He's like, Mike, and I just fucking turn and walk the fuck away. I am not even interacting with you, bro. Like, legitimately, I despise you as a person. I will do my job as a tournament official, and I won't actively tell you to get fucked, but I hate you. You are everything that's wrong with Magic. You are literally a plague on this game. You suck at the game. You take forever to play. You contribute nothing positive to this environment. Nothing. The only thing it could be said that you're good for is keeping things at an even number, bro. It's good that you're a body so that a worthwhile person can play Magic. I hate you, bro. I absolutely hate you. I won't tell you because I'm not going to make this place intolerable. But at the same time, I am not going to talk to you for a second longer than I have to because I hate your guts, bro. I hate you. I hate what you're doing to the store. I hate seeing what's happening to the store owner. I hate watching LGSs get crushed between Wizards of the Coast and the fucking customers. The two motherfuckers that should be helping are just fucking grinding these people down to paste, and it makes me so fucking mad. And I'm gonna stop talking about it now because I'm just gonna make myself livid for over something I can't change. What's the point, right? What's the point? All right. All right. Brent, like, the thing is, if you're shopping all over the place, I'm not one of those people who's like, yo, you have to give your loyalty to one game store. That was one weird thing about the last LGS owner. He was good, but he also felt like he owned you. So if you went to other game stores, it would, like, he would take it personally. The fact that a person who used to come to, like, I had a buddy that I played L5R with in Magic back in the day. He opened up his own game store in the city. And when he did, it poleaxed the owner of the LGS that I went to. He was like messed up for days, just staring off into space. Like he couldn't believe it had happened or whatever. It was so, like he literally had this weird loyalty thing. And so multiple game stores opened up. And I was like, when I was the guy running the tournaments and filling the display case, I said, yo, like I've got an idea. And before I talked to Brian, the guy who was in charge of the store that I was like, I'm gonna go and talk to the other LGS owners and say, yo, I've got an idea. Why don't we like kind of just set up a mini game store network where if one of us doesn't have what somebody's looking for, we can send them elsewhere. Or I know you guys run modern tournaments and whatever, so I'm always sending people to you guys anyways, right? And so I go and approach the other stores. And the one's like, yeah, we can do that, with a kind of a smile on his face. And I didn't understand the smile. And until I went to the other store run by my buddy, and he's like, I tried to do this, dude. I went to him when I started the store and said, yo, like, let's be whatever. He wouldn't even talk to me, man. He won't acknowledge me. And he's like, he's not going to go for it. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'll run it by him and see. And I brought it up and he shot it down. And I'm just like, well, guess what, buddy? You're a part of the network now and you don't know it. Because I'm way more connected to Magic than you are. And I'm part of the network, so I don't care. So I kept directing people to the other shops for stuff. Yo, if I didn't have it, go there, whatever. So they got it, but it was never reciprocated. So he lost out. But I'm not going to screw these other game stores over or these other gamers over because he's being like that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, son, nah. Ultimately, I serve the Magic community at whole, right? That's how I've been. I'm the guy who stepped up. I brought Magic back to my city, like pretty much single-handedly. Now, I'm not going to say that I brought casual Magic back to the city. People were playing casual Magic. But there was no organized Magic anywhere in this city, all right? I watched attendance dwindle down till there was 2 people showing up. Me and 5 staff were the only people left. And then one day I just said, no, this ain't happening. And I got on the fucking phone and I started firing off emails and I started hassling motherfuckers. And I said, bitch, here's what's going down. We're doing fucking Magic. We're making it happen. And I started getting people out and I started running FNMs off-site anywhere I could make it happen. Bro, let me use your workplace tonight. I'm gonna bring a crew over. We're firing off an FNM. We don't even have prize support aside from the foil. I had nothing. And I pulled that motherfucker up from the grave and went, you ain't dying on me, bitch. And I yanked it right up, right? And then I went, okay, next step. We're bringing in pre-releases. And then I started running pre-releases. I started running the weekend events. I stepped up. I did it all. I got people flowing in. Then I hear he doesn't do the singles because he stopped selling singles. He wouldn't open new boxes because people weren't buying the singles that he had, and it was a bad time, and he didn't want to deal with it. They weren't making money, so I said, fine. I walked in and said, let there be singles, and I flooded the fucking store with singles. Boom, made it my business to keep the cards flowing, and I kept it going, and I kept it going. And what happened? The tournament environment fucking grew, and it started to thrive, and then another game store opens up, and another game store opens up, and now we're good. Magic can't die in this area. I fucking saved it. I did that shit. And I ain't even exaggerating. I legitimately did that. That's how much I give a fuck. I did all the judging. I did all that. You ain't done it on me, motherfucker. And I'm still here. I'm still here ranting about what's wrong, hoping it'll get fixed. What are you going to do? Yeah, Capsar, it's brutal, dude. It's brutal. Where do they go? They don't even think about that, right? It's rough. What up, CPAC? Hey, Waffle Kitchener, what up? But yeah, I wasn't willing to let it go, man. I was like, this ain't dying on me, son. This ain't dying on me. Oh, so basically, in summary, I need you guys to send thousands of dollars over to the LGS today so I can go down there and it can do well and I can get a bunch of boxes. So who's with me? Who's with me? Thousands! Thousands! Capstar, yeah, dude, honestly, I sacrificed of myself. I ran the FNMs, which means I didn't play in them. I ran, there was a guy who was running the tournaments for the game store. He ran the weekend tournaments, and then he couldn't do it anymore. So I stepped in temporarily, and then that just became permanent, and I just kept doing it so that it wouldn't fall apart, man. I put in so much effort to keep Magic going and keep it alive, and I do not regret it. Yeah, Namius, you gotta warp the weave around you, bro. Magic Necromancer. I mean, it was pretty, almost, it was pretty much dead. I did necro it. Waffle, same room, but the regular back wall to your right. Yeah, basically, because it's the breakfast stream, it just came in here, crammed into the whatever. This is the camera that, when we do the regular streams, I'm facing this way, right? So, woo! You get rotational action. I never switched it to live chat. I have to switch and look over here because a while ago it stopped showing the conversation on the screen over there. I don't know why. Buddy of mine at a winery at the LGS halfway interrupted him and said, so I got a pet goldfish. They looked at him and said, I thought we were talking about shit no one cares about. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm bad for that kind of stuff. If I'm around people acting up, I will call them out. I do it. I just get annoyed. I don't have the patience for it. I do it in lines at restaurants and stuff too. I remember standing in line at McDonald's and some old man or whatever comes out of the line and he's yelling at the people, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, shut up. And he's just like, I'm a customer. I can do what I want. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a customer too, idiot. I can do what I want. We're all stuck here waiting, and you yelling at them doesn't make it any faster. So shut the fuck up. I'm tired of hearing you, dude. You know? It's funny because, look, man, you clearly have no problem doing what you think is okay, yelling at these people who you shouldn't be yelling at, and you're making this worse for all of us because all of us have to wait and deal with you. Fuck you. Shut up. Right? It's funny because I remember when that happens and I get to the front of the line, I tend to apologize to the employee. I'm like, yo, sorry I got unruly. I know you're just trying to make it through your day and you don't need people yelling and causing a bunch of problems. And they always say the same thing. Bro, don't even worry, man. I'm so glad you told that person that. I've done... I remember once I got this one old dude hopping mad. Hopping mad. He was a knob. I don't remember what it was, but I was out walking my dog. I think I was walking my dog, and I forgot I didn't have plastic bags with me to clean up after myself in the parking lot that I was in. And I realized I didn't have a plastic bag. So I saw him at his house, which was beside this parking lot, and I came up to him, and I said, hey, man, I don't have a bag, and my dog just took a dump over there. Do you have a bag? And he loses it on me. Why are you blah, 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 blah? And I'm just like, whoa, no. Back it the fuck up, dickhead, okay? Clearly, I'm the kind of person who handles this. If I was the kind of person who would just let my dog take a shit and not clean it up, then why the fuck would I walk up to you and ask you for a fucking bag, you absolute goof idiot? I would walk the fuck on by. What is wrong with your brain? And then I just went on. I went home, got a bag, came back, picked it up, and went like this to him as I walked on by. Fuck you, dude, right? And then God hated him, so God dropped an entire tree on his house, which I thought was hilarious. And then they had contractors come in to fix his roof or whatever. And he was being a complete dickhead to them. Like, he was hassling. Like, my balcony was up here. And I'm out on the balcony having a smoke, just watching these very kind and polite workers. And they're like putting up with this guy, basically trying to steal their wood and yell at them like he's a full-on prick. So I watched this and I couldn't believe it. And so then I'm leaving for work and I walk right by this guy's place because it was right by my home. So I stop and I look at the construction guys and I go, yo, you guys are baller, just so you know. I absolutely love your attitude. Don't let this cock waffle bother you, because he was standing right there, right? And he's like, what did you say? And I'm like, I called you a cock waffle, you fucking idiot. I see you're acting with these people. And you go away, get out of here. And I'm like, I'm on the sidewalk, you stupid fuck. You don't on the sidewalk. I'll stand here for as long as I want, you little bitch, right? And I'm just like, just talking so much shit to him. And then I'm like, well, time to go off to work. Goodbye, gentlemen. And I'm like, bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. Because you got to understand, this was like 20-year-old Mike. And 20-year-old Mike would, like, I'm a vicious prick. But age has mellowed me a bit and made me a little more sophisticated with my techniques. Young Mike was just like, bye, buddy. Bye, buddy. And every fucking time I saw him, hi, my friend. Hey, how you doing, pal? How's it going, bro? He sold that fucking house. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sell. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you, bro. We could have been cool. This is all on you, man. You started it. You're a prick. That's funny. CPAC, too much for your kids to eat. That's, you can't bring your kids to the stream, man. Kid's gonna get an education. That's not on me. That's not on me. Why not forgive him and be an absolute saint? I suck at forgiveness. Honestly, like, I suck at forgiveness. I suck at not, like, going, no, fuck you, dude. Do you know what I mean? My brain's like, no. I saw how you acted. And these guys are really nice. You deserve to be told to get fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like, you deserve this. You 100% deserve to be hassled relentlessly. And I'm exactly the right guy for the job. Because I'm a prick. I don't give a fuck, dude. Are you having a bad day? Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. You look uncomfortable. You look sad. Are you having a bad day? Hi, nice to see you. Can't wait to see you again. Are you sick of me? Good. That's what I want. You made me hate you very quickly. Fuck you, dude. I want your misery to multiply. I don't care why you're like this. Fuck you. That's 20-year-old Mike. 40-year-old Mike actually can be way more chill. I see people sometimes get annoyed by them, and then my brain goes, yo, little perspective, be chill, this doesn't matter, and I move on. I let stuff rile me up a lot less. But I'm still an asshole, and I never will not be one. That's the case. I know, you know what I mean? Like, that's just who I am. I'm an excitable dick, and just trying to pretend to be nice doesn't work. It's not me. I am nice, but not in the, like, Ned Flanders surface kind of way, right? I'm a good guy, I'm a nice guy, but I'm also a vicious prick. CPAC, still no chance I can make it to Montreal Command Fest? No, I don't think so, buddy. But thank you for reminding me. Oh yeah, I'll check my emails about that. I've been invited to, I keep getting invites to fests and stuff now. I guess I've reached the size where it's worth it to invite me, but like there's some stuff that I'm genuinely looking at going, man, I wish I could go to this. Like, I'm getting invited to be a guest at events where they're gonna have like Brandon Sanderson and stuff. And I'm like, you're legit gonna like have like an author I really like there? And it's like, he's on the list of guests and you want my name on that list too? Like, I mean, obviously I'm not on the same tier. There's people who are on my tier on that list too, but it's just like, it's nutty, you know? It's nutty to think that like anybody would consider bringing me anywhere to be not a detriment. You know what I mean? It's more like, don't bring Hatchery, he's gonna freak out the normies. More than like, yo bro, can we talk about bringing you down and setting you up and whatever? And it's like, yeah, we can talk about it. I don't know what we can do, but we can talk about it. Cops are, it's fun to be an asshole at 40. I mean, it's fun all the time, really, you know? At least I'm likable. It helps. It helps. CPAC, it's too, that one's not doable, bro. It's too short notice. Like that, I got asked about that like a month before it's happening. The one that I'm asked for now is happening in November. That's a lot more possible, even if it's unlikely. I feel a little bit weird about going to events with a bunch of other Magic creators, right? Especially because like I am not I'm not a mainstream Magic creator, right? Like I'm a shadow Magic creator. And by that I mean I will never really be fully acknowledged by Wizards. They'll do tentative things here and there, maybe to test the water, like with the secret layer mischief that I got. You know what I mean? Like, I'm guessing the Artist Collective got my name from a list submitted to them by Wizards, because at the time that happened, I was being followed by a Wizards of the Coast employee on Twitter. But now I'm not anymore. And sometimes when I go to the YouTube streams, they like delete my comments and stuff. And so, like, I'm not a corporate good boy. And I'm not necessarily somebody that you automatically want associated with your brand. And I feel like in this world of guilt by association, there are a bunch of people who will judge you poorly for being associated with me. There are people who do that now. When I do crossovers, they'll go to videos that I'm on and go, I hate the historian. I don't like you now because you did something with him. That legitimately happens. It's not like a made up phenomenon. I'm not overblowing my own importance or anything. I literally, like, if you like me and tell people you like me, they might hate you. So there are, like, meeting other creators sometimes. It might be like, I don't want to go up and introduce myself to other creators who may be intentionally distancing themselves from me, right? I'm not going to name names, but there are some bigger YouTubers out there who were used to be subscribers to my channel and aren't subscribers anymore. They don't like what I do anymore, right? They consider my channel to be garbage or for whatever other reason, right? So it would be probably a very awkward situation for them, for me to come up and it's just like, hey, I used to like you. I don't like you and I do not want to interact with you. So the whole Magic creator thing is I try and give other creators a wide berth so that they will not be tarnished by association, and they basically have to let me know first that they like me, so that if it turns out that they're avoiding me, I don't cause any damage to their reputation, because I understand how fickle people are on the internet and how ridiculous they are, and I know how many times I've gotten hosed over all kinds of things. So as a professional courtesy to these people, I try and not allow my reputation to negatively impact others, right? Because ultimately, my reputation is deserved in that I am rabidly vicious when it comes to ripping into Wizards for the things they do wrong, and I can be hyperbolic. So some of the complaints people have about me are legitimate from particular perspectives. I like my content. I think Wizards deserves what they get, right? Like, I have no problem with what I make, but I understand how some people, it's not what they want to see. It's not what they want to be associated with. So I'm not going to name names, but there are some big YouTubers in Magic that hate my guts. There are some big Magic YouTubers that liked me and dislike me now. And the majority of them probably don't know me or just know me as somebody who is on the outskirts and to be avoided, right? That's why you would never see any of my stuff on Reddit or wherever else. People were banned for posting my stuff on Reddit. I am one of the non-good boys. So it is the way it is. God, it says, man, at my old LGS, everyone hated you. And I was like, well, you're lost. Well, that's how it goes, too. Especially if the first people exposed to me hate me and then just spread that. If people already hate it, other people just fall in line with it. And that's fine. I get it. I have a polarizing personality. There are posts out there that I run into every once in a while where a bunch of people are hating on me, and I kind of have a chuckle because I look and go, that's a lot of people. Wow, I have more of an impact than I thought. But fuck it, dude. I've made people dislike me from fucking day one. That's always been the way. What's funny, though, is some of that hate turns to love after time. Some people are like, bro, I didn't like you at first. I found you to be annoying, and then over time, something just happened, and I realized I actually really dig what you do. So that hate turns to love, right? But yeah, there's places where people, like, there are people who wouldn't come to Phoenix because I was the guy who was there. And it's funny because they do the same thing that YouTube commenters do. The one guy came in and was just like, there's so many people who hate that guy. And, you know, with him gone, like, if you get rid of him, you'd have so many more people in. And, but he's just like, great, go ahead and get me a list of all these people who will come in when he's gone and we'll make this happen. Lo and behold, Buddy doesn't have that list. Because here's what happens. There are people who dislike me, 100%. But people like to exaggerate and pretend that tons of people are. You're not going to be able to find an army of people who hate me in the city. It's not like I've done a bunch of fucking terrible shit to people, right? I'm just loud and annoying. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be some people, but it's hilarious how like overblown it gets. And because I'm not a person to them, I'm just a product or whatever other throwaway thing. It's super easy to go, yeah, fuck that guy, I hate him. I don't take it personally. I don't care. People tell me, like, people talk shit to me every day. I look and go, uh-huh. I hate that you make this content. Every time I come here, this is the only content you're making. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. All I do is make what you hate, right? Yes. And every time you show up here, it's just stuff that you hate, right? Yes. So why are you here? Like, if you take your shoes off and accidentally walk into a field full of thumbtacks, bro, that really sucks. You didn't know that field was full of thumbtacks. I understand. But if there's a field of thumbtacks, and you know it's a field of thumbtacks, and you remove your shoes and run into the field and scream about thumbtacks in your feet, I mean, you know you look like an idiot, right? Like, you look like a buffoon. I have to deal with absolute insanity from every level, to the point where every once in a blue moon I have to delete a video like I had to with that secret layer Pride video, because people were such maniacs that it literally made me feel disgusted with my own audience. I never felt that way before. But I'm like, you people disgust me. Not everybody, but enough of the audience where I'm like, I have to delete this. And I'm not, and it couldn't even be something as simple as, oh, there's just a particular group of people disgust me. It's everybody. They were so fucking angry and fighting with each other. And then after I delete the video, days later, I've got people coming by going, I'm unsubscribing from your channel because you didn't cover this secret layer. And it's like, I did cover it. And what you're doing right here, where you're trying to both bully me and get other people to unsubscribe, is a great example of exactly why I deleted it. You are out of your fucking mind, okay? I don't give a fuck about what you want out of life. I don't give a fuck about what it is you feel like you need or whatever. I'm gonna make the content that I want. And like, you didn't pay attention to the video that I made that you wanted when it came out. I put it out days ago. It was there long enough for 10,000 people to show up and for it to turn into a clusterfuck. I am not playing daddy. I'm not doing it. I'm not living in a world where idiots are going to try and tag me in comments going, look what this person's saying in your comment section. Listen, asshole, either it's against the terms of services and you report it, or you argue it against it like a fucking adult. Don't call me over like I'm gonna ban or time out somebody who said something you dislike or disagree with, doing it right back, going, I don't like what this person's saying. And so it's all across the board going, are you adults? Like, because I'm pretty sure you're full-on adults. How are you acting like this? I am not tolerating this. I won't. I refuse. Like, I just deleted it. And then people come, where is it? The people who came back and asked where it were, every single one was a whiner douchebag who wanted to get in more fights and complain. That's who they all were. It was hilarious. Every person who came back, hey, where's that video about whatever? I'm like, I recognize your name. In one day, this is the first time I saw you. In one day, you managed to make your name stick in my head because you're such a piece of shit that I had to delete the video because of people like you. And you're coming back going, where's the video? I'm like, you don't understand. Not only am I not going to say where the video went, I will never speak to you again because I've carefully cultivated this channel to try and avoid people like you. I've avoided so many different topics to avoid the kind of people who are drawn in who just want to fight about whatever the thing that's going on today is and don't genuinely give a shit about anything. It's just about getting their adrenaline and dopamine hits from fighting over nothing. And it's like, no, I'm not going to be a part of it. I absolutely refuse. And as soon as you show yourself to be one of those people, you've made yourself onto the remember this name, never interact with this person list. So there's a bunch of people who I'm just like, boom. And that guy who left a comment afterwards going, you didn't talk about this, and I'm unsubscribing and whatever. And then I found the comment because somebody else was like, what secret layers didn't he cover? And it's like, oh, he didn't cover the Pride one. And I left a huge paragraph explaining how the people, not me, I made the video, and I was civil and everything was fine. But the people were so unruly, the video couldn't stay. And that the person leaving that comment was the perfect example of the type of mentality that is absolutely unacceptable to be here. You're not doing exactly what I want and doing exactly the way I want it with the particular angle I see. Like, it wasn't even him saying what particular angle it needs to be. But if you aren't marching to my political drum, fuck you. You need to suffer. I need to make you suffer. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit, bro. Fuck you. Go out and make the world a better place. Do something. Actually go out and build a playground. Clean up the streets. Because you're jerking off telling yourself that you're making the world a better place by bitching at YouTubers because they made a video that you said they didn't make. Fuck you, dude. You know? So you deal with all that shit. You deal with crazy waves of dumb nonsense from idiots. Dominic, you'll promote my channel if you say 3 nice things about you? I can't lie on the internet, bro. Also, I don't know if you promoting me would be good for my business. Art, sorry you had to drop the monthly on the channel. Oh, dude, look, man, never apologize to me for whatever. Like, if you have to drop a channel membership, you can't super chat, whatever. Understand the 99.9% of people who come through never do any of that. So anybody who's done it once has already done more for my channels than pretty much everybody on the planet, right? So being like, bro, I know I'm giving you money over there and here, but I can't do it on both. It's all good, man. It's all good, bro. Don't even trip, dog. I never want anybody to feel bad about that shit. Feel good about what you already did, man. Because it's awesome. It's awesome. Petty first world problems. Bingo. Bingo. It's there's a level of it, you know? There's just a level. Martinez, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoy my stuff. Yeah, that Baldur's Gate. It's funny. It's funny how people will be like, "Stop making these videos saying stuff. Stop talking about the negative or whatever." And like, people coming by. My favorite. I think my favorite comment in the last couple of days was somebody going, "Does anybody watch this drama queen anymore?" And I wanted to respond with like, "You're commenting this on the most viewed video I've had in 2 years. Like, it says 60,000 people have watched this video, bro. There's thousands of thumbs up." So I know you want people to like validate your opinion, but it seems like you're walking into the middle of a freeway and going, "Does anybody even drive cars on here, bro?" Yeah, you're driving a car on the freeway and you're surrounded by like tons and like tons of people, like crazy amounts of people. So like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's looking and go, "You do you, buddy." I guess making sense doesn't have to be a thing, right? No, I can't believe everybody listens to this. Nobody listens to this guy because he's stupid. You're stupid. You don't know anything about magic. Or they'll comment, "Hey, can you explain to me how there's going to be a crash?" Yeah, the video. See how the video title says Magic's going to have a crash? And see how it says like 1502? Them's minutes. So what you do is you press the little triangle, and then it's not a picture. This is the thing called a video. I'll move around, sound will come out, and it'll actually explain what the title means. But you wouldn't be surprised at the number of idiots that will leave a comment asking me to explain what's explained in the video. And when you read the comment, you know it's not like, "I listened to the video, I don't understand, can you clarify?" It's legitimately, "I didn't watch the video. Can you explain the video to me?" Sometimes, you know what I do? I go, "Yeah, you know what? Here's an explanation." And then I link them the video that they're on. Just take the link and share it. And I'm like, "Here's an explanation." So when they click on it, it's like, right back to the same video. You fucking idiot. Like, I'm making a video. "I explain eggs." And then someone leaves a comment. "Can you explain eggs?" Like, what do you spend your time doing? Sitting behind a car just inhaling the fumes out of the pipe that's at the back there, bro? Like, what? I'm gonna leave a comment. "Yo, I just want to tell you, I didn't watch this video. I just clicked through it, and I don't understand the images that I saw. Explain those images to me." This is what I look like when I read the comment. I'm like, how entitled can you get? Like, how? I went to the trouble to make a video to explain this to you. Like, I legitimately picked a topic, spent the time to talk about it, recorded it, uploaded it, made a thumbnail and a title, like, all of it, the description, everything, to make it as easy as possible for you. And you don't even have to look at the screen. You can put it on the background and hear what you want to hear. But I'm supposed to tell you? Like, why would I do that? Why are you special? Do you know what I mean? Why? I don't get it. Like, how do you do that? How can you be that ignorant? Like, how do you care enough to want to know, but not care enough to just click the button? How do you get there? And then think that that makes sense as a thing to say to somebody. Yo, I know you did all this. I know you put in all this work, but I want to ignore all that and have you do this for me specifically right now. And it's like, bro, fuck you, man. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Like, that's, what? What? Andy, you think I have a fucking attitude as a tough skin, but you care about people more than you like to let on. You think with the deal, the haters want to appreciate your entertainment. Well, thanks, buddy. You are 100% right. Underneath, dude, I legitimately lost sleep about banning people when I started YouTube. And I would take everybody's comments seriously. Think about that. Think about that. When I banned somebody, I couldn't sleep at night. Over banning somebody who would come into the stream and act up. Because I thought I was denying somebody the opportunity to have a good time. And the world is a difficult place to be in. And that my content might alleviate a bit of stress in people's lives. And so I wanted people to have access to that. And I felt bad cutting them off from it by banning them. Like, I used to think that way when I started. Instead of realizing these people don't give a shit about me. I'm a throwaway moment in their life. And what's happening now doesn't matter to them. They're not going to remember telling me to get fucked and that I don't matter and that I should die in 3 minutes. So I shouldn't take it seriously. Treat it like they wrote it on a bathroom stall wall. That really helped. Because, yeah, I'd be like, why has what I've done troubled you so much? Let's get to the bottom of this. And, like, you can't do that with every random idiot commenter. And I would, like, people would act up, and then I would, like, ban them, and they would send me emails going, I'm sorry, and we'd go through this thing, and I'd let them back, and they'd act up again, and it'd just be this whole cycle of attention and whatever. And I realized I was playing, like, daddy for people or whatever, because I cared too much. So I had to go. You gotta harden up and realize that in some ways it's a numbers game. You can connect with particular individuals, but not everybody. So you gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta find the special ones that are worth connecting with, and you gotta put the effort to make those connections there. You gotta give them that energy. You gotta make them laugh and free them from their stress. And that's where we are right now, boys. You guys are the special ones. If you haven't figured out who I'm talking about, that's it. Why do you think I keep coming back and doing these little streams? Why do you think my streams haven't changed into what chases the biggest numbers, right? Why am I not doing what will get the most people in? Why am I not doing arena streams or whatever else? It's like, because I want a particular atmosphere. I want to chill with my people. I want to have a place where you can go and just talk about whatever, shoot the shit, laugh, relax, whatever it is. You know? Whatever, though. That's selfish, but I get to decide what I do here. So, yeah, I decided... And I'm reaffirming that now, too, because I got into hearting all the comments on videos, and I'm stopping that. I did an experiment where I was hearting all the comments, because it's like, hey, that's cool, but ultimately, it takes a lot of time, and I don't think that it validates as many people as just taking the time to interact with particular people and hearting their comments. So I'm returning to the old way that I was doing it, instead of just slam blasting everybody with hearts. But yeah, I do spend a bit of time, at least now. I used to spend more time thinking about it, but I spend a bit of time trying to consider people's feelings and how things I do will affect them, but also understanding that there's going to be a bunch of people who don't like what I do. And if I allow those people to interrupt what I'm doing, it will stop me from getting to the people that what I do helps. You know what I mean? If I let the complaining idiots get in my way, I can't get to my people. So I just have to walk right through them. Just like, boom, you don't even exist, son. Because I decide whether they can stop me. That's it, right? It's not like they can literally block me. They can get up the side of the road and go, hey, stop and talk to me. And I can be like, bah, 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 or I can just walk by and ignore it. That's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. It took a lot of practice. It took a lot of practice. Grim, you just had a waffle. Nice, buddy. Capstar, there's another magic channel that makes jokes about that exact thing. They make 20-minute videos about things viewers want, then jokes nobody will watch past 3 minutes into the video. Wait, what? So... Oh, I see what you're saying. They make both kinds of videos. They make those and whatever. The problem is I don't like watching my comedic videos get kicked into the dirt. So that's why I'm happier putting the stuff more on Hatcher and not doing it full on the Historian anymore. The Historian, the nature of it makes it so that comedic stuff is better just kind of shunted in, like the intro, I'm a wizard, and a little fun, rather than trying to make the whole video ridiculous. So, you know, I've kind of separated them out a degree, and I think it's working out. Kenny, got the attitude of caring. CPAC, buddy, I know how much you enjoy them. I appreciate it, buddy. You like seriously. There are people who are like my bastions of support. I view them. The ones who like show up frequently and show up in all like not only do they show up to the big stuff I do, but they show up in all the little nooks and crannies. They find me in the tiniest of places I'd never expect to be seen. Like, bro, I saw that thing you did 2 years ago that only 8 people have seen. I'm like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, so the majority of people that watch my stuff, I'm never going to interact with and are perfectly chill and normal, and I'm happy to help them. There's a small portion of people who are complete dickbags that I wish didn't exist. And there's a small portion of people who are epic, baller level, awesome. I'm so glad they exist. I'm so happy to see they come by the channel, right? So that's it. It's like the yin and the yang. You don't get one. You don't get just one. Nobody does. It doesn't work that way. There are channels out there where they're literally just dedicated to helping mentally disabled children. That's all they do. And there are people thumbing it down and leaving hateful comments. And it's just like, you have to understand that the majority of people doing that aren't awful people. They're just in an awful moment. The majority of people aren't awful, but the majority of people are very capable of being awful in any given moment, especially if they don't consider you to be a person at the time. And when you're removed by being on a television screen or something else in like a video or whatever, you move more into the realm of being a product or an item than a person, and people interact with it differently. And that can be very dehumanizing when you're only used to interacting with people in person and you genuinely care about people. If you don't give a shit about people's opinions, that's one thing. And I'm used to just waving people away in person. But the digital realm, it took some adjustment because I really didn't have the proper perspective. And one of the things I'd actually like to do on this channel is start a series of live streams where I give useful information to people who are starting out on YouTube that will hopefully help them avoid some of the pitfalls that I had when I started. Because I really wish when I started that I had had some kind of like mentor who would have looked down upon me and said, here's what you do. And I got one at a certain point in the form of Jeremy from Unsleeved Media. He came along and was very nice to me. He's like, bro, I love your channel. I don't want to step on your toes. May I offer suggestions? He was very polite. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yes, please. And he would explain stuff, what I needed to do, and then I wouldn't get it. And I'd be like, I thought I was already doing that. And then he would go and take screenshots and circle. Like, he went out of his way to actively help me for no reward other than wanting to see me succeed because he likes what I did, right? And so I turn around and try and do that a little bit here and there. Like right now, I selected MTG Open Mic as my little like protege mentoree. He's the only one that I'm doing it with, although there are some people that I do still offer like some level of pointers to here and there. Moxman, for example, because we're friends. Like if I'm friendly with the channel and I notice a little something, I'll point it out. But MTG Open Mic, I'm taking an extra interest in, right? Like I went over his channel, I literally sat down and had conversations with him. Every once in a while I stop by, take a look at his titles and his thumbnails and give him feedback on what he's doing. Like I put him in the intro of my top whatever video because I wanted to increase his exposure because he resonates with me. He's a ridiculous human being making ridiculous content that he wants to make. He's not going, how do I chase views? He's going, I'm going to make the content I want to make. And he's like me in that when he thought I was insulting his content, he got uppity and said, no, listen, my content is good. It's just not for everybody. And I said, that's a good attitude to have, but don't get fucking uppity with me, bitch. I'm the one who's in your corner. I don't know why you're telling me this. I'm the one who already thinks your content is good, and I'm pushing you to other fucking people. And he's like, yeah, granted, it's like, it's hard to tell with tone. And I'm just understand, I've got your fucking back. Because I do. I respect somebody who goes, yo, I'm going to make shit that I think is funny. And yeah, it's fucked up. And yeah, a bunch of people won't get it. That's what I did too, especially when I started. So I get that. And I love it. I love that attitude of, no, son, I think it's funny. I'm making it. That's how the Boss Monster was created. Everybody told me not to do it. I told them the idea, and everybody told me not to do it. When I told people at the YouTube party that I did it, they were smiling, oh, that's nice, but they were shaking their head like I was a maniac. It's like, you don't make videos like that. You don't act like that in front of your audience. You're going to drive people away. And I'm like, yeah, that was the point. I made a 15 to 20 minute intro video that was designed to drive people away because I thought it was funny. YouTube said, make a 15 to 20-second intro video to get people hyped about your channel. And my brain said, what if instead I go 15, 20 minutes and it's the worst thing you've ever seen? And then I started saying the idea to people because I thought it was funny. And they're like, that's a bad idea. My mom got angry at me. She got so mad. She's like, I thought you were going to take this opportunity seriously. Because she's like, you work a terrible job. This is the best opportunity you're going to get. And you're like, and you're wasting it. And I'm like, you don't understand, Mom. You're talking about opportunities. I'm never going to get an opportunity like this again to fuck with people. Don't you get it? Like, she's like, what? And I'm like, it goes like this. Entertaining other people, entertaining me. This is too funny. The idea of doing this is too funny. I fucking have to, Mom. You don't get it. And she was just like, I wish you had told me this before I loaned you that money to buy stuff for your channel. And I'm like, look, I know that you care, but I gotta do this. I gotta be me. I can't not do this. It's too fucking funny. And so I made the first Boss Monster video, which is gone now. During the Great Purge, videos like that had to go. But basically, the idea was to be the most lazy and entitled YouTuber I could imagine. So everything I hated about YouTubers, because I just started, the lazy entitlement, I'm like, you've got an audience that's excited to see you. You're putting in no effort for them. Fuck you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to be an entertainer. So I'm like, you hold my dream in your hand, but you hold it with a callous grip, and I do not care for it. So I made a video where I was basically like, that's where the Boss Monster was born. And I'm like, laying back in a chair like this. And I'm like, hey, I'm the Boss Monster of Magic, and this is my video for why you should watch my channel, because I make YouTube. I make magic YouTube videos, and I'm real good. I'm real good at the game. So I'm gonna tell you guys, like, you guys are noobs at magic, but you don't even know. Like, you don't call them noobs. They're called scroobs. And I'm just going on like that, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm the best at magic, and I'm gonna tell you how to. And hold on though, I'm also the best at business. And then I reach over and I grab like a bag of pistachios and I hold it up, and I'm like, now that I got these pistachios, that's a business expense. I'm like, no, hold on, I gotta eat some. And then I open up the pistachios and I start to eat them, right? And I'm like, so I want money, but I don't want to work. So I figure, like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get something. Like, I'm gonna get like a card, right? And I'm gonna like do a giveaway or whatever. I'm gonna make a video, say I'm gonna give away the card. And like all of you all, like, you're gonna like and subscribe, and you're all gonna give me money and stuff. And then I'm gonna give one of you guys them cards. And like, I don't like to do editing, or like, it was fucking almost 15 minutes long, and I kept in character for 12 minutes. 12 minutes like that before I finally just started cackling like a fiend because I couldn't keep it any longer. Like, I was saying the most ridiculous, monotone, entitled bullshit, right? Like, the kind of stuff that you'd go, fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it was just nonstop, I'm better than you, I'm not gonna do any work, fuck you, you don't deserve shit. Like, it was the worst thing I could conceive of. The Boss Monster was meant to be the worst of every entitled YouTuber. And that video fucking went crazy. People loved it. They were like, bro, I could not look away. And I was like, huh? Like, I made it thinking it was going to hammer my subscriber count and drive people away. And I didn't care because I thought it was hilarious. And then it didn't. There were some people who didn't get it, but there was a ton of people who fucking loved it. And I was like, okay then. And I did more ridiculous shit. I did an unsubscribe video where I was like, if you are planning to unsubscribe, please watch this video first. And then the video starts with me going, hey man, I understand you're getting ready to subscribe, and so I have this video here. I just want to let you know, fuck you. This video is to make sure you unsubscribe. I don't even want you here, bro. My ship is like a luxury cruise, and you're just a fucking rat. Jump off and drown in the water, motherfucker. No rats are allowed. Let me show you what happens when a stupid, worthless bitch like you tells me you're unsubscribing. And then it was a 6-minute video of me dancing to Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River, smoking something this fucking long, bro. Just You know what I mean? Just grooving around. If you've ever seen the older intros where I'm hopping around in a robe with a crown on, that's the boss monster doing his victory dance on the corpses of dead rats that got thrown the fuck off the ship. Like, if people think the streams and stuff are wild and whatever, now they have no fucking clue. Like, I have had the edges like, this is the safer, more rounded edges version of me, and I'm still fucking elbows out edge boy, right? Like, I was a fucking maniac. A maniac back then. Now I'm just a maniac. Waffle, yeah, I kept the break-in in the video, totally. I left it in and just said, guys, I even said I had another thing I was going to do. I had a poster I was going to show off, but I wasn't going to unravel it. I'd be like, check it out, guys, I got this magic poster. And I was going to leave it tubed, but I couldn't. It was too funny. I was laughing too much at my own absurdity. The boss monster, I would do boss monster videos where I would come on the screen and I would start tearing posters down off the screen. I'd be like, listen, you fucks, none of you bitches are giving me money. So no more decorations, no more nothing, okay? You guys are worthless. Start giving me money or I'm going to inject AIDS into your eyeballs, all right? In fact, the first of you that give me money, I'll do your eyes first. You can have the glory. And I was just screwing around with that. And people started giving me money. And I'm like, people are giving me money because I told them I'd stick AIDS into their eyeballs. I'm like, this is the best life ever! So, you know, things on the historian, they became more in line with what the historian needs to be. But Hatcher? Oh no, it's time to rekindle the old insanity. It's coming back. It may not be quite as insane as before, but I'm going to start going nuts over here. I'm just going to do any dumbass crazy shit that comes into my mind. Hatcher doesn't have the rule of, does the video need to be interesting enough or good enough? Does it make me laugh? Do I want to do it? Fuck it, I'm doing it. Hatcher has like no rules. This is the junk drawer channel where anything goes. Fantasy Geographic is my most rigid channel. Stories only, no game pieces. Magic Historian is the next most rigid. This is where the dong comes out and slaps right down on the table. Got it. I made a super short video one time that cracked you up so much. Can't remember what it was. It was really dark and hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I've made a lot of wonky stuff over the years. It's too bad that there was a point in YouTube history where if you had enough demonetized videos, they'd kick you out of the YouTube Partner Program. That's why I purged my channels. I didn't want to get kicked out of the YouTube Partner Program and lose my channel's reach and everything. So I just took a chainsaw and in one 24-hour period, I murdered over 1,000 live streams and hundreds of videos. When I started making videos, sometimes I would make 7 a day. Like, I'm a fiend. I love entertaining. I can't help myself. Look, we've been here for 2 hours. Do I look like I'm out of fucking energy? Am I out of steam? I could go for 3 more. I just gotta pay attention. Oh shit, it's 11:30. Holy fuck. Okay. I got shit I gotta do. All right, well, thanks for coming and hanging out with me. It has been a very enjoyable stream. I very much love having this nice chill little corner of YouTube to just do my fucking thing. So thanks for being a part of it and rocking with me the fucked up way. And yeah, I'm going to stream over on the Historian tonight, and I might do another live stream this afternoon because Carly's going to be gone today. And, when I'm alone, I like company. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, you guys are awesome, and I will see you later today.